Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Thornton and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the Blackshark V2 X, which is a more budget-friendly gaming headset from Razer. And I have to say, spoiler alert, I'm really enjoying this thing so far. Stick around as always to check out the performance, build quality, and features this thing has. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. You can find this headset on either Razer or Amazon's website for $59.99, or we'll just say $60, which I do feel is good value for what this headset gives you. Out of the box, besides just getting the headset itself, which does have a mic attached to it, you also get a windscreen already on it, which is a nice touch, as well as some instruction manual, a few stickers that you always get with Razer products usually. You get your code on a pamphlet, which is for activating that surround sound. Then you also get a splitter for being able to separate your audio from your mic on your PC. And then finally you get a cloth bag for storing it, or maybe you're traveling around with the headset itself. Starting off, I just want to mention one of the best things about this, which I really enjoy, is as long as you're using that 3.5mm jack, you're going to be able to use this with anything really, like your Nintendo Switch, your console, your PC, your phone. As long as you're using that 3.5mm jack, it's basically going to work with 99% of devices, which is just so great to see, because I remember it felt like you used to have to buy a specific headset for each individual console or PC before, so it's nice just having the universal use with this one. Let's go ahead and talk about the comfort and build quality this thing offers. And I mean, this headset is actually pretty stinking light, coming in at just a little under 250 grams on my scale. And even though that lightweight might make you think it's cheap, I have to say it doesn't feel cheap at all. The plastic and the foam on it all feel nice. For the padding on the ear cups, it does feel really nice and soft. They use a memory foam pleatherette sort of material, which does lock in the sound nicely, but also can get a little bit warm. But where the fabric is contacting your ears, you do get more of a fabric or sports weave cloth material, which is a little bit more breathable, helping you to keep from sweat building up around your ears or during long gaming sessions when you have the headset on for a long time, which I appreciate. Following that, right up to the headband too, you also get a very nice thick padding on it, which is super comfortable, even on the top of it, which is kind of interesting, but it makes for a nice uniform look to it, which I also appreciate. And I'll get some shots of me pushing on the padding so you guys can just see how thick and plush it is for yourselves. I would say the clamping force is definitely not too strong either, probably about a medium to a softer pressure on your head, and so far it hasn't caused me any wearing fatigue, or I haven't noticed any specific pressure points where it's pushing on my head too hard. I would say if you're a glasses wearer, I probably wouldn't bother you at all because it's the lightweight and not having that super tight clamping force. I can imagine it wouldn't push on your frames too hard either. Touching on how you actually adjust the ear cups themselves, they just move along this track that sits on top of these wires, which is on each side. And I have to say, when first looking at it, it's kind of scary looking because it looks like that's going to be a weak point, especially when I first saw it. But I have to say, I really love it. It feels rigid. It doesn't feel like it's going to break at any time soon. If anything, I would say the only weak point might be where it goes into the plastic, but that's just me guessing. It's not like I've actually used it long enough to know that. I really love it because the wires, what they do is they allow you some adjustability there. So when you're setting this on your head, it gives you flex not only up and down or left and right, but also just giving you that nice movement around. So no matter what your head size is, you get your flex out this way. Then when you put it on your head, you get the flex on left and right. So if you're wearing frames, like I mentioned earlier with your glasses, it should sit over those just fine. Overall, with the adjustability, the comfort, and the padding, the comfort overall has just been a super big win for me. Really comfortable headset to wear, especially with that really light weight. The branding on it is very minimal, and I'm really happy that it decided to slap a green Razer logo on the side of the ear cups. They just use a more minimal, dark black Razer logo, which looks nice because it helps it blend in. Although you still do get the green Razer color on the wire, which runs between the ear cup and the band, as well as the one that'll be running to your PC, which is unfortunate. I do wish they would just make the wires black too, like they do on the nicer version, their Pro model, which is all blacked out, which is just gonna help it blend into your color scheme. So obviously make sure that you're fine having a little bit of green thrown into your setup, whatever your color scheme might be. As far as the mic goes itself, it is attached into the headset, which is unfortunate. It would be nice just to be able to get it completely out of your way. But it is very flexible, so you can bend it down like this or back just to get it out of your peripheral vision, or if you're just watching videos and you don't want to see it in front of your face. It would have been nice though if we could have got it out, but again, that might be due to the cheaper price point. They're able to keep it fixed into the headset. Overall though, it does work nice and you're able to bend it around very easily. I mentioned this earlier, but you also do get a windscreen included on the mic, which is a nice touch to have that included already. So when you're speaking into it, you'll most likely have it close to your mouth anyway, so it's nice just to have that come with the headset. As far as the cable, it is completely fixed into the headset itself, which is an unfortunate thing, but again, it's a cheaper price point, so you're not expecting all these extra features that you might see with a more expensive headset. So if anything does go wrong with the cable itself, it's not like you can just pull it out and put a new one in. So just be careful you're not running it over with your office chair or anything. As far as the length on the cables themselves, this one that's attached to the headset right here is 4 foot and 4 inches. And then you also get your extension cable that splits your audio and your mic input, which is another 5 feet in length. So it gives you a lot of room to work with there for your PC setup. On your left ear cup is where you're gonna find your controls for the headset itself, which is fairly straightforward. There's only 2 of them. You get your either mic active or mic mute button, which is as simple as just pressing it in. Would have been nice if they gave you an audio readout or some kind of audible noise inside the headset so you could tell when you're muting it or unmuting it, but just have to make sure that button's either in or out depending on what you want. As far as the volume roller itself, some people might find it tacky. I personally think the design looks fine. It does stick outside of the left ear cup by quite a bit, so if that's gonna bother you, just make sure you take that into consideration beforehand, but it makes it very easy for if you have it on your head and you're gaming, it's very easy just to reach back there and roll it around. It also does include a little tactile bump when you reach the middle of the roller, so it lets you know when you're at half volume, which is a nice little touch to have added. Let's go ahead and do a mic test now so you guys know what to expect from it. All right, you guys are now hearing audio from the mic on the Razer Blackshark V2 X. I have the mic about 2 inches away from my face with the windscreen on, so what you're hearing now is about what you could expect for other people to hear if you're speaking through the mic. You guys can obviously form your own opinions based off that audio test I gave you, but personally I do think the mic sounds very solid, especially for that price point you're paying. Just once again, I wish that there was an option to get it completely off the headset or flip it up into the headset so it's not always out there kind of in front of your face, but that's just a minor detail. Let's go ahead and talk about the sound that these guys offer now. And these give you a frequency range all the way from 12 up to 28,000, which is really quite a bit bigger frequency range than you would see on some other gaming headsets, which are usually a 20 to 20. So with that extra frequency range, it's gonna help give you that nice balanced sound. These are using Razer's 50mm drivers, they're Triforce drivers that is, so it's gonna help give you that separation between your bass, your mids, and then your highs, which is also gonna add to that nice balanced sound. In the box is where you'll get your little piece of paper, I don't know what to call this thing, but it has a little scratch thing, you scratch it off, it gives you your code, and then you can go onto Razer's website, get their app, and then you enter this code in to activate your surround sound on your headset. And this does only work on PC, so if you're on console or another device, you're not gonna get access to that, but I have to say, it does add a little bit more body to the sound, but I just feel like it kind of muddles out, making it more bass heavy. It doesn't sound that great personally to me, so I don't feel like you're missing out on much because I personally prefer it without the surround sound on in the first place. I just don't think it adds much to it at all. So far, I've really been enjoying these from just daily use, watching videos, editing, also into gaming. They definitely are a little bit more towards the bassier side, I would say, not like super bass heavy, because obviously you still get that nice range going up into the highs and lows, but I would say more so than some of Razer's older headsets, which seem to be more focused on just driving those high notes through for hearing things like footsteps in high intensity or first-person shooter games. But you still do get that with these, but I also feel like it brings out more of the environmental noises in something like a story-based game too. Overall, I do think that you're getting great value with the price point that this headset sits at, and if you're someone who wants a multi-platform wired headset that still gives you a decent price point while still delivering really nicely as far as comfort, sound, and build quality go, I would definitely recommend this headset to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you found the video helpful or informative, please do hit that like button and do consider subscribing. Let me know if you guys like what Razer's doing with these headsets in the comments down below. And if you have any questions about my experience with it or any questions in general about the headset, let me know down in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer those. And I'll see you guys in the next one.